we are just an advanced breed of monkeys, on a minor planet, of a very average star. But we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. I believe things cannot make themselves impossible. There is no unique picture of reality. I was not a good student. I did not spend much time at college. I was too busy enjoying myself. We are all now connected by the internet, like neurons in a giant brain. Work gives you meaning and purpose, and life is empty without it. However difficult life may seem, there's always something you can do and succeed at. No boundary condition, the idea that the universe is finite, but has no boundary in imaginary time. If we find the answer to that, why the universe exists, it would be the ultimate triumph of human reason. For then, we would know the mind of God. Einstein never accepted that the universe was governed by chance. His feelings were summed up in his famous statement, "God does not play dice." God not only plays dice, he also sometimes throws the dice where they cannot be seen. We create history by our observation, rather than history creating us. Science is not only a disciple of reason, but also one of romance and passion. It is hard to imagine how free will can operate if our behavior is determined by physical law, so it seems that we are no more than biological machines, and that free will is just an illusion. The most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible. Albert Einstein. If you understand how the universe operates, you control it, in a way. Each exists for but a short time, and in that time explore but a small part of the whole universe. You cannot predict the future. If one is physically disabled, one cannot afford to be psychologically disabled as well. A million miles, the size of the observable universe. There could be whole anti-worlds and anti-people made out of anti-particles. However, if you meet your anti-self, don't shake hands. You would both vanish in a great flash of light. Nothing cannot exist forever. People won't have time for you if you are always angry or complaining. The universe does not behave according to our preconceived ideas. It continues to surprise us. We are in danger of destroying ourselves by our greed and stupidity. We cannot remain looking inwards at ourselves on a small and increasingly polluted and overcrowded planet. I regard the brain as a computer which will stop working when its components fail. Eternity is a long time, especially towards the end. Simplicity is a matter of taste. God abhors a naked singularity. The human capacity for guilt is such that people can always find ways to blame themselves. I like physics, but I love cartoons. Nothing is better than reading and gaining more and more knowledge. One is always a long way from solving a problem until one actually has the answer. The thing about smart people is that they seem like crazy people to dumb people. I don't think the human race will survive the next 1,000 years, unless we spread into space. People who boast about their IQ are losers. You cannot understand the glories of the universe without believing there is some supreme power behind it. If time travel is possible, where are the tourists from the future? I'm not afraid of death, but I'm in no hurry to die. There is a fundamental difference between religion, which is based on authority, and science, which is based on observation and reason. Science will win because it works. One of the basic rules of the universe is that nothing is perfect. Perfection simply doesn't exist without imperfection. Neither you nor I would exist. Although I cannot move, and I have to speak through a computer, but in my mind, I am free. I have noticed that even those who assert that everything is predestined, and that we can change nothing about it, still look both ways before they cross the street. My goal is simple. It is a complete understanding of the universe, why it is as it is, and why it exists at all. It surprises me how disinterested we are today about things like physics, space, the universe, and philosophy of our existence, our purpose, our final destination. It's a crazy world out there. Be curious. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Life would be tragic if it weren't funny. Quiet people have the loudest minds. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. The last chapter discussed why we see time go forward, why disorder increases, and why we remember the past, but not the future. When you're faced with the possibility of an early death, it makes you realize that life is worth living, and there are lots of things you want to do. Women. They are a complete mystery to me. Stephen William Hawking was born on 8th of January, 1942. He was an English theoretical physicist, cosmologist, and author, who, at the time of his death, was director of research at the Center for Theoretical Cosmology at the University of Cambridge. Between 1979 and 2009, he was the Lucasian Professor of Mathematics at the University of Cambridge, widely viewed as one of the most prestigious academic posts in the world. In 1963, at age 21, Hawking was diagnosed with an early-onset slow-progressing form of motor neuron disease that gradually, over decades, paralyzed him. After the loss of his speech, he communicated through a speech-generating device, initially through use of a handheld switch, and eventually by using a single cheek muscle. Hawking's scientific works included a collaboration with Roger Penrose on gravitational singularity theorems, in the framework of general relativity, and the theoretical prediction that black holes emit radiation, often called Hawking radiation. Hawking was the first to set out a theory of cosmology, explained by a union of the general theory of relativity and quantum mechanics. He was a vigorous supporter of the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. His book, A Brief History of Time, appeared on the Sunday Times bestseller list for a record-breaking 237 weeks. His essay titled Black Holes won the Gravity Research Foundation Award in January 1971. A recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award in the United States. In 2002, Hawking was ranked number 25 in the BBC's poll of the 100 Greatest Britons. Hawking died at his home in Cambridge on 14th of March, 2018, at the age of 76, after living with motor neuron disease for more than 50 years. His family stated that he died peacefully. A tribute was made to Hawking in the closing speech by IPC President Andrew Parsons at the closing ceremony of the 2018 Paralympic Winter Games in Pyeongchang, South Korea.